Sometimes the little things can be big things. Let me tell you a little story about a situation a client just went through. Guys, I'm Tara Ryan with Fairway Mortgage. Today's tip from Tara is about a client who decided to not use us and went with a local credit union. Okay, we had matched the rates and terms, but the client had already built rapport and had a friend at this credit union. So no problem. I told the agent I get it, but look. Be careful because sometimes they're a little conservative on the appraisals. Call me back if you run into trouble. 10 days later, sure enough, I get the call and I said, hey, is it the appraisal? And the agent said, well, actually, no. The appraisal came in at value. However, the credit union just informed my buyer that the property is in a floodplain. All right? So let's think about that. We're 10 days in. It's the first time the client's hearing of this. What we found out with a little research is I was able to confirm as a favor to the agent, yes, the property is in a floodplain. And then we found out that the credit union's policy is to not pull a flood cert until after due diligence. Why? They don't want to be on the hook for the $12 that it costs to pull a flood cert, right? Think about that. In order to save themselves a small risk of losing $12, they were willing to put this buyer's earnest money at risk because now outside of due diligence, they still qualify for the loan, so the financing contingency doesn't help them get out of the contract. They either lose the earnest money or they have to buy this property regardless of the flood insurance. They spent an uncomfortable 3 days waiting to hear back what the cost of the flood insurance would be, and thank goodness it came in at a reasonable cost. They were able to get it for only $600 a year. So in the end, not that big a deal. But guys, I had a client just this last year whose flood insurance was $600 a month. Okay? This can be a terrible thing. And for those of you who are very detailed, yes, the agent had looked up on the flood maps early in the process. But those maps can be kind of fuzzy. And visibly, it looked like the property was on the correct side of the line. But sure enough, the flood cert showed otherwise. So what am I telling you? With my team, we pull a flood cert every time within the first 24 hours of getting a contract so that we can get you that information during due diligence. Checking if it's in a floodplain is part of the due diligence of the property. So we are going to do that every time. But you know what? It's not just that one little thing. It's literally hundreds of little things that over the past 20 years, we have built up our process to do all these little things in a certain timely way to help protect you and help protect your buyer as they go through what is can be a complicated home buying process. So one more story for why you want your clients to stick with lenders that you know and trust, and one more thing for you to be double checking if they go off with someone that you don't know. Guys, if you'd like this kind of information, please like and subscribe. We would really, really appreciate it. And as always, we are here to help.